Welcome everybody. This is Alan Spencer with Flattening Atheism, and I have a guest here for you, Tommy, and you'll have to help me out with your last name.
It's Grønvoll. It's Norwegian, so it's hard to pronounce. Grønvoll.
Yeah. Okay. I assume you just prefer Tommy. Is that all right if we talk back and forth to each other? Okay, good. So, Alan, nice to meet you. And if you don't know this already, this is basically for the purpose of the listener. But I'll go ahead and share my screen here with you so you can see what we're doing. As I'm looking all this stuff up, I'm going to check with you and make sure you know. Well, let me just do this one step at a time here. For everyone watching, I have a channel called ChallengeToFlatEarth.com, in which I'm pledging $5,000 to the first person who can produce a fully detailed, complete, verifiable, and repeatable experiment that proves the world is a spinning globe. And where do we go here? Oh, I didn't share my screen. Sorry, give me a second here. Now you can see. Here's the website, the $5,000 cash challenge, awarded to the first person who can produce a fully detailed, complete, verifiable, measurable, and repeatable experiment showing the world as a spinning ball. And I take it you understand that this is not an official challenge, obviously, because you didn't go through the steps of the website.
Just a debate.
Okay. And we might have someone joining us here in just a moment. His name is Chris, and he has a channel called Red Pill Philosophy, and he is not officially a flat earther, although he does consider himself a skeptic, so he's been looking a lot into this as well. And just to keep the audience up to speed here, we might as well show our correspondence that we've had so far. This is Tommy right here. This is on a video that I did a debate with a gentleman who goes by Planar Walk. And Tommy said, nothing on the southern hemisphere is possible on flat Earth. And we exchanged, a handful here, which I don't think really is anything the audience wants to see. You offered a debate. I said, sure. And you mentioned something in this video. If it comes to that, we can take a look at it, but we don't have to. And looks like some time went by, but you'll have to forgive me. I sometimes I don't get these messages and whatnot. So let's see if there's anything else in here interesting. Some other guy chimed in with some irrelevant stuff, and then here's you again. You wanted that debate or what, chump? And I said, contact me through the website. Why it was you who wanted this debate. So let me know when it suits you. And I said I just did. And then, okay, mail's on the way. And then here we are. So, wrong one. Okay, so just for my own purposes, before I give you the floor, do you have a fully detailed, complete, verifiable, measurable, and repeatable experiment that shows the world as a spinning ball?
Daily observations, yes.
Say it again.
Daily observations. All of the daily observations.
Oh, dang it, man. Oh, here we go. I thought I forgot my pen. So is that something you'd like to begin with sharing, or do you have something else on your mind? Oh, I'm sorry, if you don't mind, if I may ask, just to keep my own curiosity, do you have a faith?
No, I'm atheist.
Atheist, okay. Not that it matters, I was just curious in case it comes up, but go ahead.
That will not be a topic because I'm not discussing faith. I'm discussing flat or sphere.
No problem. Okay. So do you want to start with your observations that you referred to, or do you want to go over something else?
No, it's okay. It's just that I started about 8 or 9 months ago with and saw a video telling me the Earth is flat, and I just couldn't understand how that would be a topic of discussion. So how can anyone believe the Earth is flat with all those observations? Because we see the sunset, the sunrise, moon. English. Yeah, everything we see is how the stars rotate. There's nothing that says the Earth is flat.
So far I have sunset / sunrise and stars rotating.
Yeah, and of course now the English is stuck.
That's all right.
Oh, the moon
I
shadowing the
commend you
sun.
for your dual language. I don't have that capability.
What did you say?
I said I commend you for your dual language ability. I don't have that ability.
Yeah.
But take your time.
Okay. So I just wonder how can the sunrise and the sunset be possible on a flat Earth? When I did my flat Earth model in SketchUp, it shows me that the smallest angle needed for the sun to go down the horizon is 23 degrees in Norway, and that's not what I see. I see the sun shining underneath the skies. That cannot happen on a flat Earth. So the dot needs to bend like 23 degrees and move the sun 3,000 miles down, and that's not what happens.
Okay, go over those degrees again for me, please. I was just having some trouble hearing you. You said something about 23 degrees and
yeah, at least, because that's the angle I measured on my flat Earth model in 3D SketchUp. And when the sun 3,000 miles up, it's like 23.5 degrees or something from where the sun is to where it needs to be, where we observe
compared
it.
to your model? I see. Okay. And the stars?
Yeah, like
sorry, sunrise, you have a 33-degree discrepancy, and then you said also the sun underneath the clouds.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and the stars.
Yeah, like I live just north of Oslo in Norway, and that's at 60-degree latitude, and I see Polaris at 60 degrees. And on the flat Earth model, it would be well over 70 degrees, and that's not where I see it. And the further south you go, that will be more and more wrong. So, and
So where
south,
you're at is about a 10-degree discrepancy, and the more you go south, the worse it gets.
Yeah. And on the flat Earth model, there's nothing that with the daily observation south of Tropic of Capricorn, there's nothing that matches reality. Nothing at all.
All right. Let's see here. And I've never been in the Southern Hemisphere, so I'm just going to assume, unless you know differently, can you see Polaris south of the equator?
It's not Polaris south of the equator, but like the sun itself. Have you ever seen a time lapse where the sun moves in a horseshoe shape?
Okay. But Polaris, no, right? I was just not
Polaris
because
is not south of the equator.
Just kind of was curious.
South of Tropic of Capricorn is the sun. You have never seen a time lapse where the sun moves in a horseshoe shape, because that's what it does in a flat Earth model. That's not right.
Okay. And I mean, believe me, I'm just kind of your average Joe kind of guy, just looking into stuff. I don't claim to be an expert really in this, but I'll show you what I have here. I found this kind of interesting. I'm sure you've heard about like perspective and all that stuff that everyone's talking about in the last few years.
Yeah, I'm a hobby photographer of 20 years, so I know what perspective is. I use it all the time in my pictures.
All right.
To compose.
Internet's going kind of slow, but let's see. Are you familiar with this video at all? The one that's showing all of the different planes?
No.
Let me pull it up for you. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but.
And then it hit me.
What's
wrong with this picture?
I'm going to go on fast speed just to save us time.
Hello, everybody. P-Brain here. I got
I've seen that one.
Guessing on my.
You've seen this one?
Yeah. The problem is that it's nothing to do with the perspective whatsoever.
Well, this picture is not. That's true. This is what is usually claimed, which is the video that I saw briefly that you had talking about Sean's model. You know, where it talks about this angle, you know, where if you were standing at the North Pole, the sun would be 90 degrees up, and then so on and so forth. And then he shows, let me see if I can find it here. And this is an actual picture, you know, of a wall.
Yeah,
it
I've seen
shows
it.
how this is the, you know, how each level plane moves downward the farther away you get. So let me get out of here, and you can tell me your thoughts on that.
Well, that's a side view perspective of a wall, but that's not how it happens in the real world.
Okay, explain.
Can I share my screen?
Share your screen? Yeah, there's a, if you go up to the top right corner, you have 3 dots.
Yeah.
And then it'll give you an option to share your screen.
Yeah, I'm just going to pop up SketchUp here first. Because that video just explains how perspective works in 2 dimensions, not 3. And reality is 3D.
But in reality, if you're standing next to that wall and you're looking alongside it, it'll do the same thing. All of those parallel lines will move downward.
Yeah, but further in the video it's just going back to 2-dimensional perspective, and that's not right.
Well, it's not 2-dimensional perspective if you're literally standing next to the wall and looking at it in the 3D real life.
No, but further a bit in the video, it's they get it all wrong. I'm just gonna pop. My computer is slow here, of course. I'm starting up SketchUp. It's much easier to view in 3D.
I mean, in reality, when a plane is flying over your head, when it comes behind you and goes forward, it's always staying at the same altitude, but it moves downward to you.
Yeah, it moves towards the horizon. Yeah, but it don't ever move beyond the horizon, and that's what that video gets wrong afterwards.
Well, if it gets far enough away, it's going to appear to touch the horizon.
Yeah, but let me see now. Still thinking. My computer is kind of old and slow, but I'm soon ready.
That's all right. Take your time.
May I ask, where do you live?
California. I'm in god-awful liberal California.
Yeah. You got a bit hotter than I do.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, the weather's nice and the women are super smoking hot, but it's way too expensive, and yeah, super liberal country.
Now my computer. I want a new one for Christmas. SketchUp doesn't.
Christmas present for yourself, or is someone getting it for you?
Sorry, what did you say?
Christmas present for yourself?
Yeah, sure. Oh, but how can it be when?
I'm gonna look around while you're. I can't see your face. Just holler at me when you're ready.
When you say perspective, when it moves down towards the horizon, you still have 3,000 miles of height to take in care, and perspective doesn't move anything sideways or up or down.
Perspective doesn't move anything.
So when sideways. I got 23 degrees still in height, I got 23 degrees from the top where the sun is on the flat earth model to where it needs to be to shine under the clouds. That isn't perspective. Perspective doesn't move things that way.
Well, no, perspective moves things downward, doesn't it?
Yeah, but then it moves away from you. And then they get smaller, and the sun doesn't do that.
The sun gets smaller.
Nope.
Well, let's see.
all the videos you are going to show me now, it's sun without a solar filter. You're just going to show me through the clouds when it have glare and all that, and that's not how you do it. You use a solar filter, and then
No,
there's a difference between
yeah,
solar
these ones have
filter
a solar filter. Let me find it here while you're still looking. I can't see your face, so just holler if you find what you need there or what you got.
that bloody SketchUp thing. Oof. I never have a full screen video configuration before. Maybe that's too much for my computer. I see myself standing in the corner, but you don't see me.
Well, I'm on your screen, but I'm looking at something else right now.
Okay.
On a different window. So I'll close this window when you get me. Okay, let's see.
There we go. Here we have it.
You still looking?
Yeah, I got it now. Just a few seconds. There. So if you go, okay, I'm gonna screen share.
Yeah.
There. Do you see my model now?
Yes.
Cool. This is in SketchUp, and this model is scaled down from feet to inches. So it's, but it's still like massive. It's 24,900 inches wide, so it's big. And this is where I live in Norway. And on a flat Earth, this is the sun setting from there, from the winter to the summer. This is all the sunsets during that period, and those lines hit here in a 23.5 degree angle, but I still see the sun shining underneath the clouds. I have pictures of it from my sunset here.
Right.
So, and this is this is nothing to do with perspective, because perspective doesn't move the sun from here and 3,000 miles down here.
Where did you get the 3,000 miles from?
That's the height of the flat Earth model sun.
Well, technically there is no flat Earth model.
You know why? Because it doesn't work.
Well, there's technically no globe Earth model.
Yeah, we have the global network in every single way.
No, well, the real truth is no one knows what on earth is going on up there.
Well, how can we have this globe that works in every single way? Is what does not work on the globe Earth model?
What's the curvature formula calculation of the globe?
It's not 8 inches per mile square, because that's parabola. You have 1 degree per about 69 miles.
Right, and how is that measured?
How it's measured, I don't know, but it is. I don't know how it must measured. Have you measured the Earth to be flat? Have you walked outside and measured the Earth to be flat?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have done that.
Have you done it?
They've done a lot of like radio wave and laser tests over the water, and
there you have over the water you have refraction.
Perhaps. I mean, there is an element of something going kind of screwy at the level of the water as far as mirroring and refraction, perhaps, and stuff. But definitely should not be able to see things as far as we can.
You're thinking about Chicago skyline, do you?
Well, and there's also like people who are taking pictures of mountains that are 1,000 miles away, and
yeah, but if you see the description from that photographer on that photo, he says himself that it doesn't work every day. That was under special conditions, just one time. He was aware that he couldn't do it the other day. That's one time.
Yeah, we understand that, but as there are issues that go on that are, you know, that distort the image because of the weather conditions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, then there's also a guy who's doing out on a canoe into a canal, and it's 5 or 6 miles, and you can still see, you know, him sitting in the canoe and still waving and all that stuff. And by at least the bogus 8-inch per mile square calculation, that shouldn't be possible. And
yeah, but
I mean,
then again,
I know
8-inch per mile square is not a globe; that's a parabola, so it's not right.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're saying, is that it's bogus.
But you need, you need to see at least 69 miles to see 1 degree of curvature. It's 111 kilometers for 1 degree. The Earth is big; it's huge.
Right.
Yeah, but still,
so
you are talking about a little curve. I'm talking about you need to move the sun 3,000 miles or 23 degrees down for the sun to do what it does. That's a bit different. That's not just a small degree or something. That's a hell of a lot more.
And how was that measured?
On my model. You cannot measure it in reality because that's not reality.
Right, but you can't take a model and say, we know that it's like this because the model says so. You have to have a measurement first to make the model.
Yeah, and my model is based on the flat Earth model that I've seen all over. It's 24,000.
I'm talking about the globe model. I'm talking about the globe model. How is the globe, the curvature of the globe measured?
How it was measured, I don't know. I didn't do it. Someone else did.
Yeah.
Like that Greek guy from 3,000 years ago.
Yeah, but that's been thoroughly debunked. You're talking about Eratosthenes? Even Neil deGrasse Tyson says that it could be both ways. It could be a globe and a flat Earth.
But yet again, that was 3,000 years ago, and he
got it
wrong by
results.
How wrong did he get? 12% or something? That it's not bad for me.
Uh-oh.
2 sticks in a 2 sticks in a shadow. That's not bad.
The video froze up on me.
But then again, you have that Sean Hawkins Polaris model. Then again, you have that model from Sean Hawkins, that Polaris model. That is...
Still with me, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm here. I hear you. I'm here. Yeah, sure.